And if you're going to be part of the Steam Team, you got to act like part of the Steam Team and not be against the Steam Team. Well, hi there. Before I start this video, I've got this problem. My rubber chickens have stopped squeaking, so I'm going to have to choose a new chicken. What's in here, eh? Wow! Whoa! Well, there's my beauty. This tub's in the way. Let me get rid of this. Okay, let's have a look here. Which chicken will I choose? Which one's squeaking out at me? There's so many to choose from. Which one? Oh, that sounds a beauty, doesn't it, hey? A pink one. Come on, wake up, chicken! That one's very sick. It's retired as well. Come on. Which one will I use? That sounded like the one I want. And as for the rest of you chickens, you're fired. Okay, these are the toys we're going to take a look at in this video. Thomas and Ace. Woo! Nia The Elephant. That was hard to find. And Yong Bao The Hero. Well, I better warm this rubber chicken up because it's got some unboxing to do. Which one will we take a look at first? What about Nia and the Elephant? You! But chicken, wait, before you get too crazy, let's take a look at the back of the box. The back of the box shows us the train sets in this series of Thomas and Friends TrackMaster glory. Of course, there's Thomas the Ace Racer, Nia and the Hippo, yay! Yong Bao The Hero. And there's a read there to get you excited. Let me read it for you. In the movie Big World, Big Adventures, boring, Thomas travels to Africa where he meets Nia. Now the kids can relive their exciting moments together and create new ones for even more ways to play with Nia. How exciting! Okay, chicken, time to play. Okay, here we go. Yeah, come on, chicken, do it for me. Yeah, baby, yeah. Woo! Woo! You win the chicken! Well, Nia's a bit jumpy, but we can get her out of the box. This chicken's doing an awesome job. Woo! Yeah, I think Nia is just about out. A couple of gentle taps, and we will have her free from the carton here. Nice work, chicken. I had to go and pick up the elephant. It went flying, but look at this. Look at that! The chicken is totally awesome! Woo! 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 Okay, let's take a look over Nia. I have put batteries in her. She's still working somehow. Yes, nice and bright. The printing details down the side is like what you see on the Thomas and Friends toys these days. I don't know what the details are up in here. It has got some nice painted details. Okay, we have got the buffers on this painted as well. That's something you rarely ever see. The face on this engine reminds me of the Indian engine. Is it Ashmere? Ashima? Oh, I can't remember at the moment, I'm sorry. I did read up on the internet about this engine because I haven't seen the film, and I tell you what, it's going to basically cause a lot of confusion and delay once people realise where this engine ends up in relation to the Steam Team. Now, obviously some big changes are happening in the Thomas and Friends franchise. Not much detailing on the back, but that seems to be the way it works now. This is one piece of a rolling stock. Certainly got plenty of things like that. Nevertheless, it's nice. At least we've got the proper couplings both end in a sense. And this is probably the nicest piece of rolling stock. It's an elephant. Its head articulates. I did try to rip the head off, and I couldn't get it to rip off. Yes, we've got a nice coupler there, but on the back is what I call that lazy coupling. It's just a cheat. It does actually clip in the sense, so there's holes in the elephant's feet, or whatever elephants have as feet. Let's get her up on the turntable, eh? Yo! Okay, I've got Nia and her rolling stock up on the turntable. The next thing to do is to switch her on. Yes, there she goes. It was a bit of a shock, actually, when I read about how this character fits into the whole story on Big World, Big Whatever. Yes, I think a lot of people are going to struggle to accept the changes that are headed their way. And if Nia was, let's say, in a political party, she would be on the left side of politics. Most definitely left. I'll tell you one thing, that colour scheme is going to really clash when she's playing around on Sodor Island. There's a look at her face on the move, and I think what happens with the Thomas and Friends female faces is because they get these doughy eyes, they tend to all look the same. That's just my 5 cents on her face. It's curious that some engines get all little bits of extra detailing and others sort of don't. I actually do like the elephant in that set. That's probably the best thing about it. And maybe to spice Nia's life up, let's give her a bit of little bit of streamlining fun, hey? Well, if Nia wants to play with the big boys, she better get used to a bit of streamlining. And here comes a streamliner. Oh, nudging the elephant. The elephant's getting nudged by a streamliner. What's going to happen next? Is the Streamliner going to be able to get Nia off the tracks, or is Nia going to negotiate away on the Sodor Island? Quite miraculous. Nia is holding the tracks there. The rolling stock's still there. Streamliner hasn't been able to nudge anything off the tracks at all. Maybe I need another Streamliner, eh? Woo! Well, I can see the couplings between those trains are really getting pushed hard because that Tomy Streamliner is just totally awesome. But if I add this TrackMaster 2 Streamliner on here, I wonder what's going to happen. Not that much at all. Well, that's a bit strange. Well, somehow, stupidly, that's all sort of working. Let me give the Tomy Streamliner another chance here. Put it at the front, and it's going to want to race around and cause absolute train chaos. Oh, watch out for that elephant! There's an elephant on the tracks, but, well, we don't seem to be able to nudge the elephant off the tracks, and that's the big problem here. Come on, Streamliner, get that elephant off the tracks. You can do it for me, come on. Surely you can. Give it a nudge. Give it a big nudge. Oh, no, something's happened. Oh, what? I can't believe, oh, double Streamliner. Oh, no, the Tomy's off the tracks. The Tomy's off the tracks, and the TrackMaster 2 Streamliner is won. Well, boys and girls, you don't see that on YouTube every day, I can guarantee it. Let me come along and grab the TrackMaster 2 Streamliner. That is from the Railway Race set. Awesome set. Look after that one. I'll turn this one off and we'll also look after that one, and we'll push Nia and the elephant and the blah 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 off to the side there. Nice and gently, of course. Woo! The next engine we're going to take a look at is Yong Bao The Hero. Mind you, how do you say that? Is it Yong Bao The Hero? I'm saying Yong Bao The Hero. Maybe it's Yong Bao The Hero? I'm going to say it like Yong Bao, and I'll probably be corrected a million times. Let's read the back here. Let me read this very fast for you. In the movie Big World, Big Adventures, boo, Thomas journeys around the globe, and when he needs help in China, Yong Bao races to the rescue. For more ways to play with Yong Bao, included a towing winch and blah blah blah. Sounds like fun. Well, from the three here, this might be the nicest one to get. Mind you, Thomas and Ace looks pretty good. What I like in this one already is this piece of rolling stock, and it says here, pull out and reel in the tow line. The Yong Bao is about to meet the rubber chicken. Unboxing with chickens is really important. You need to get the right angle of the dangle, and because it's a Chinese engine, I need a military grade chicken. I already got that. Okay, here we go. Whoa, yeah, and you got to hit in the right spot. Really, really important to do. Oh, listen to that chicken singing. Listen to that chicken singing. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Well, Yong Bao put in quite a resistance up here. You won't last long in China like that because you got to conform. You got to conform. We're just going to get Yong Bao out. Get out of there. Woo! Yong Bao is really, really putting the fight up. I might have to do a couple of chicken slaps on the front face here. Yes, I think that's starting to get it out. That's going to be very close to getting this engine out. Yo, it's out. Yo, it's all out. And I should also point out, in these boxes there are constructions and stuff to help you put batteries into the toys, but because we're real men, this is what we do to those. Woo! Okay, let's talk about Yong Bao. I did some reading up online. I don't want to give too much away, but maybe it's this piece here is part of the story. Let's hope it is, hey? They call it Yong Bao The Hero. I think it would have been better off calling this set Yong Bao The Tiger, because to me it just clashes too much with the Hero character, which is the Japanese engine, and in a strange way, this reminds me a lot of Hero. Let's take a look at the face here. Now, I have got Hero off to the side, and I'll put Hero on the turntable next to Yong Bao. It's nicely detailed. It would be nice if we had some more detailing on his little emblem above his face there, because if you look at the CGI character, it's quite detailed there. The buffers, well, let's just call them unpainted, but his little cowl at the front is. I'm not sure where Chinese steam railway technology came from. I can only assume that China and Japan were sort of on the same, well, the same platform. Maybe I'll be corrected there, and please do correct me if I'm wrong. I know there'll be people who know way more than me. It's a tender engine, so there's the tender and there's the Tiger. Okay, yeah, so normally this engine carries passenger cars, but we have this lovely piece here. It's like a rescue piece. There's a hook, and it will play out like that. So hopefully when we got things on the track, we can connect on here and just drag them to their death. Okay, I've got Yong Bao up on the turntable here. It is rather a nice looking engine. I hope I'm right in saying that a lot of steam engine technology came from the UK, and I think many other countries, well, let's just say, copied it. Well, I hope I've got some facts right there. I just remember watching a documentary many years back, and it explained how steam engine technology developed, and well, basically it came out of the UK. There's a nice look at Yong Bao's face there. Do you think they've got the character right in the sense that this is a Chinese engine? I'm gonna let my audience have their say on that one. I just noticed under the driver's side window there's some Chinese writing there. I can't read that. Hopefully someone in my audience can interpret that one for us, please. And what I'll do here, and it might get messy, is I'm going to get Hero on the tracks here, and we'll just see what these two look like. And I always said Hero, well, Hero looks like Yong Bao to me. Okay, there's Hero, the Japanese engine, and there is Yong Bao. Now Hero's being a bit of a lumpy runner because that is that tight inside curve on the turntable. And here they are, side by side, almost there. Okay, there's Hero and there's Yong Bao. Hero's well dart of the way, and there's Yong Bao again. And another pass there. Yes, okay. What's your thoughts, eh? And here comes Hero up on the inside. To me, yes, they could literally be kissing cousins. That's the way I'm seeing it. Yes, I reckon if I gave Hero a splash of red paint and I painted Yong Bao black, I could really play some games, couldn't I, hey? I think it's time for me to play with this rescue hook, and we'll connect it onto something and see what we can do with it, eh? What do you think? And I'm thinking of doing something quite abstract here, although Hero's, well, just had a bit of attitude problem then. Maybe he wasn't being featured enough. Yes, I was going to connect him on to, okay, have it your way, guys. You don't want to play? Have it your way. I never want to give up trying something here, and I am going to try and get this hook onto the back of Hero here, onto the... yes, somehow I pulled that off. Well, let's just see how this plays out. Whoa, yeah, well, I don't know who's rescuing who there. Oh, yes. Yeah, well, you don't see that on YouTube every day, do you? And I don't know really who's got the better situation there or not. That is just very, very messed up. Hero, that is Japanese Hero, is I may be ahead there. Although it's starting and stopping all the time. Who's still on track? Maybe Yong Bao's won that one, hey? Very, very messy, and I like them like that. And there's one way to make things right. Rubber chicken. Yeah, so maybe it's the generic shape of TrackMaster 2 makes me think that one is similar to another one, or maybe there is a connection in train design going between Japan and China. Crikey, I could start World War IV by talking about all this, couldn't I? The other engine it reminds me of, very much so, is Merlin the Invisible engine. That is a great TrackMaster train, that one. I tell you, if you ever see that one in store, well, you don't see them in store anymore. If you haven't got that one, it's just too darn late. Yes, when you look at the turntable now, which one is your eye going towards there? Oh, my Christ! Hero is nudging Merlin the Invisible, and Merlin the Invisible is having a go at Yong Bao there, and this could get very ugly, and there's a rescue hook being dragged along as well. Like I keep saying, this is the best fun you can have with your little toy trains. And maybe we've got one of those weird stalemates going on there. Oh, that's looking very, very, very ugly. But I know what looks uglier than that. The rubber chicken, yo! Whoa, and Merlin's still steaming on. Yeah, yeah, yeah! Engine. Ooh, is that how Merlin talks? Wouldn't it have been awesome if, let's say, Mattel had done the Steam Team, all your key engines in chrome? And imagine how that would sell. Wouldn't that be a nice thing for Mr. Mattel to do for us, hey? Do you think something like that will ever happen? Let's pray it does, hey? That's what I'd be doing if I was wanting to sell these toys. Do we want to see that rescue hook in action again? Or do you want to move on to something else? Well, I need an engine in front of that to make it work, don't I? That's a bit dumb. So there's a part of the film you've never seen. It's where Yong Bao rescues the elephant that Nia was pulling and drags it to Sodor. Yes, that's what happens, boys and girls. And yes, there's Yong Bao. And I'll get this going and let's see how this plays out. Okay, hopefully we can see the rescue hook in play here. Nice and safely, because we don't want to hurt Mr. or Mrs. Elephant, do we, boys and girls? So there we go, I've got Yong Bao doing something useful, because that's what useful engines do. Dragging along Nia's elephant because it's going to feature in the zoo on Sodor Island. You never knew that, but you do now. And by being really useful, you get into the Fat Controller's good books. Let's give Merlin a spin and see what Merlin can do on this railway. Go, Merlin, go! Don't upset the elephant, it's precious. Oh no, it's just disconnected the elephant! And now the elephant's going to crash into the front of the Yong Bao. No! Merlin's causing chaos, he's trying to ram Yong Bao off the railways. I don't know what's going on here. This is just terrible. The elephant could die. I don't think I want to watch anymore. Merlin is really playing up. He's all caught up there on Yong Bao. I don't think this is going to end pretty in any way. The elephant's still up there and somehow still on his truck. And Merlin's still nudging, trying to get Yong Bao off the railway. Oh my crikeys, Merlin's playing a very nasty game here. But guess what? Thomas Streamliner's coming to the rescue. He's going to come to the rescue and save the railway. Yeah, go Thomas, go. Streamlining. Yeah, oh no. He's caught on the rescue hook. Oh no, now he's just trapped behind the rescue train. There's Yong Bao there, Merlin's on the inside. The elephant's still in the front. Oh, who's gonna survive this? I just can't tell. It's gonna get terribly ugly. Oh no, that poor elephant. I don't know how it's gonna survive in this train. Yong Bao's still getting pushed by Merlin. Merlin's doing his best to play meshes and streamlining, still pushing the rescue hook there. Merlin, stop it. You're being very naughty. I would have thought Streamliner was gonna save the situation here, but it's not. Oh no, the elephant's gone. Oh no, Merlin's left on the tracks. Merlin is left on the tracks. That was just crazy, absolutely crazy. Somehow the rescue hook is still dragging on the tracks there. Streamliner is over on the side here. The rescue train in Yong Bao is upside down. Oh no, the elephant. Oh, the elephant, quick, give it a massage, get it alive again. Oh, it's okay, boys and girls, the elephant's still alive. Naughty Merlin, naughty! I never knew Merlin was so naughty, and we'll just retire those trains over there nice and gently, of course. The final one we're going to take a look at is Thomas and Ace the Racer. It includes push along race car. Yoa! We better read what's on the back of the box. The read says, in the movie Big World, Big Blah Blah, Thomas experiences a global journey with his race car friend Ace. I like Ace Frehley from Kiss, but that's a different Ace. Now kids can relive their exciting moments together and create new ones, yeah! I've just read some web pages about Ace the Racer, very curious, and it's time to do the chicken unboxing. On your knees, chicken, get ready to unbox. And it works like this, yeah! Woo! Come on, Thomas and Ace the Racer, it's time to play! And we play very different here, don't we? Woo! We haven't quite got there yet, but we're not far away, are we? Little chicken, yeah! Keep on doing it for me! Go! Oh, I can almost see a snake jumping up at me. That might have done it. Let's see if I can just get these toys out of the box nice and gently. Yeah! Oh, Racy Acer is still in there. Come on, out you come. Oh, yeah! That was a crazy unboxing. I had to find Thomas. He flew under the table. There's the constructions. Normally I screw them up and throw them away, but you can also whack them with the rubber chicken. I've noticed. That also fixes them. Okay, this is quite an interesting Thomas in a number of ways. Just letting you see the detailing which is on this Thomas. On that side as well. I'm not a fan of when they do this style of detailing, and I've seen it on other models as well. I call it, I've just been through the jungle sort of look. I'm also not really a fan of when they start to colour the wheels differently as well. Mind you, I can go and get another Thomas core with the normal blue wheels, and then I can start to have something that I like. But what I do like about this engine is the fact we've got a really interesting face here, like a spooked out face. Now, how long have we been asking for stuff like this? And just on that very interesting face, the Thomas that would have really suited that face there was this one here. That's from the Glowing Mindset, Glow in the Dark set. And that Thomas only had a boring, normal face. If only it had that face, just imagine how good it would have been. But hey, sometimes we just don't get what we really want. Yes, I'm not really keen on the printing. The coloured wheels, you can have your say. I think when Thomas gets too distorted in look, I think it starts to become a bit of a turn-off. Maybe you can have your say on that. I put batteries in this Thomas, it's working, but boy oh boy, I am really happy about that face. It's interesting. I'll just let you see the printing on this. It's sort of embossed is the best way I could say it. They're not stickers, which is sort of nice, but I don't know, I just think they've got this new funky way and it tends to get overdone. Less is more, I say, but I tell you what, I really like that face. And that will let me move on to this piece of rolling stock here. Yeah, we seem to be dragging in the dirt because we've got brown wheels. I dare say because we're going all around the world. Do we need snakes? I thought Ireland, well, Sodor Island wouldn't have snakes because, well, islands tend not to have snakes, from what I understand. It probably plays into the story somewhere, and, you know, Thomas gets charmed by a snake somewhere, and who knows what's going to happen next day. Move on to the flat car here. It's got a nice coupler on one end, but the lazy coupler on the end. Ace is on this. He's pegged on there, so he won't fly off when you're travelling around on the railway. I just dropped the flat car here. I did reading up on Ace. I think the best way I could say it is, without giving too much away, is I feel they're trying to get a Lightning McQueen character into Thomas and Friends, or that style of character. Let's take a look at the face. Well, I hope it's in focus there. It's quite a squash down front on this car. It's a rally car. It's based off a Ferrari. Only from reading a web page I know that. I don't know that much about, you know, cars or anything like that. It's basically like a plastic Hot Wheels car. It's got pinwheel design on the axles. It's very light. And I've just got a piece of Hot Wheels track right here beside me. Let's just hope it fits onto this. Oh, thank goodness for that. Stranger things have happened. I've seen toys that don't key into the basics, and let's compare Ace to a Hot Wheels car. That'd be nice to do, wouldn't it? Well, I could say yes, there's many similarities between these two. Ace is a little bit smaller than a Hot Wheels, and I'm just thinking, well, Hot Wheels are different sizes, but that's a standard size in a sense. The big difference is the fact that Ace is all plastic. He feels like he wants to float to the moon. The Hot Wheels has got metal components and plastic together. I'll say it like this, that might be a Hot Wheels of the future. There you go, and I'll get in trouble for saying that. Let's compare it to Lightning McQueen, and I'm struggling to talk because I'm sick. I really feel from the reading that I did online that Ace, who is a thrill seeker, attention seeker, and not really a nice guy, is sort of Lightning McQueen-esque in the sense, the early Lightning McQueen, I could say it like that, okay? Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong, maybe you can have your say on that, but I don't know. You know, maybe there's going to be a crossover where Ace goes and races with Lightning McQueen. I mean, stranger things have happened, hey? Okay, I've got the train on the tracks here. Ace is actually very important into why Thomas goes travelling all around the world. I think that's about all I can tell you. Okay, get it moving and just take a look at how nice this looks. The snake's mooching around there because it's getting a bit of a jiggle from the tracks, and Ace is dragging along nicely. Just let Thomas pick up some speed over the back there before we see the face. Okay, here comes Thomas, and yeah, so maybe it's the Thomas that I might go and get a couple of, because I'll put that face onto the other Thomases that needed a face like that. How many times do we see the box artwork on playsets that has a face like that, but you never end up with that face on the toy? Maybe it's time I can fix it up, eh? And maybe now we've got some faces back, what about doing the buffer detailings and some lamp detailings? Crikey's, then we'd be in Thomas and Friends heaven, wouldn't we? Do you think that's ever going to happen, boys and girls? And of course, if you get bored and you want to play with your little cars with Thomas stuff, you can get Ace here, Ace a race, blah blah, and we can put Ace a race in front of Thomas here, and then they can have a bit of a race. Now, as far as I knew, I thought Ace was faster than Thomas, but from what I can see here, that's not happening. Woo! I know some of you say, God, Leah, we don't play like that, we don't put our toy cars on the tracks, do we? Well, I think you do. I really think you do. And just like some magic crazy edit, then I've got all three engines that were in this review, which are all part of the same set in a sense, up on the turntable. The one that I like, well, there's bits of things that I like here and things that I don't quite like. I like that Yong Bao's rescue bit with that articulating type of rescue hook thing. I like the elephant. on there. That's not a bad piece if you're into sort of farmyard things, or should I say zoo things. It's not a farm animal. And Nia just tried to nudge Ace off the rails there, so maybe she knows Ace is a troublemaker. But maybe with the Thomas thing, the Thomas is definitely one to get, although I'm not a fan, like I said, of, you know, jungle-esque type detail. Oh my crikeys, what was that? Nia's just upset young Bao. I mean, come on guys, just start playing, you know, play it nicely. Hey, I'm just trying to discuss what I like and dislike. I don't want to see you guys fighting it out. Anyway, before I got interrupted there by Nia, and she's actually halfway between those two tracks there. Wow, she is a troublemaker. On your way, Nia. On your way, please. Stop causing trouble. Sorry, anyway, before I was totally disrupted by that, and it was a horrible thing that I saw happen. Yes, I'm not a fan of that detailing, but the thing maybe I do like about this set is that the flat card with Ace, it's not bad, it's different. Maybe it's one to get, but really it's the Thomas face that's the goal in that set. And Nia is on the inside again looking for trouble. Do not trust her. I know she's part of the Steam team, but she's taking it too far. And if you're going to be part of the Steam team, you got to act like part of the Steam team and not be against the Steam team. Oh, what's this? She's causing trouble at the back there. She's trying to get the snake off the rails. What is going on there, Nia? Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Look at her there. That snake's just about being rolled off the rails and she's causing heaps and heaps of trouble. I'd ban her from the Steam team if it was you or me. Just get rid of her. Send her back to Africa, I say. Get her off the Steam team immediately. Look at that! She's trying to roll a snake off the turntable. That is just disgusting behaviour. Naughty, 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 naughty. Noticing how young Bao is actually playing a nice card there. Oh, Nia, stop it, stop it. It's one of those things, anything could happen when there's a bit of a hiccup. Oh, Thomas has rolled, but Nia is actually, she's frozen there, and maybe young Bao's gonna, oh, now her and young Bao together. Don't tell me she's gonna try and roll young Bao off the rail lines here. That would be a disaster. Yes, well, that elephant can do all it can to try and rescue the mission here, but Nia's actually turned into something quite, well, let's say not nice. I was almost gonna say the word nasty, but man, keep her away from those other engines. She's a troublemaker. She is determined to get her way. I can tell you, absolutely determined. It's quite strange to see. Wow. Or maybe I'll send her a message via this Thomas here, the Streamliner. That's the Tomy one. And I'm sure that's going to send her a very strong message how to behave on Sodor. Yeah, get rid of the Streamliner, push her away and get off the rails immediately. Look at her now. Now she's not looking so smart. Oh no, yes, Streamliner, yes, yes, yes. Streamliner. As I've learned over and over, you never mess with that Thomas and Friends Streamliner, the Tomy one. Look at this beautiful train wreckage here. Thomas was the first to roll, and I think Ace has been heavily damaged at the back here. Nia caused so much trouble and was only sorted out once the Streamliner Thomas came in here, and she's rolled over, and the elephant is not looking happy at all. I'll finish off with something a little bit different. I've got the Tomy Streamliner, and I've put all of the rolling stock that was from those sets there, and we'll give the Streamliner a bit of a job, hey? So come along here. It's got 2 speeds. We only want the high speed, don't we, boys and girls? Well, I do. Nice and steady with the Streamliner. Okay, go! Streamlining, and look how fast it is! Woo! Once you get that bit of extra speed, I tell you what, it just turns up the wonderfulness of this. I tell you, look at the elephant there, going nice and fast. Bales of whatever there, hay is it? I don't know. The snake's looking happy. He's getting a nice breeze in his face, and Ace is finally doing the sort of speed that he likes, because apparently he likes going fast, and everyone else seems to be too slow. I think there's a moment where he beats Thomas in a race, and then that impresses Thomas so much that, well, Thomas likes to be attracted to him for some strange reason. And I think the reason's a lot to do, well, just get the engines off Sodor. We're now going around the world because that's where it's at. I don't know, I don't like the Sodor drift, and the drift just gets worse and worse as the years go on, doesn't it, Streamliner Thomas? One more Streamliner song for the video, eh? Streamlining, Now I understand why Thomas has got that face. Yes, Thomas, that's real streamlining speed.